Now out on $10,000 bail, Stephen Katz is accused of inappropriately touching several elementary school children. A court charging document indicates an 11-year-old Montgomery County boy claims Katz touched his shoulder. Then the substitute teacher moved his hand down to the child's buttocks. According to the court record, Katz denied, then confessed, admitting to investigators he apologized to the victim for touching him on his buttocks and that it was an accident. He did touch the back of a female student and advised that he apologized to her. And Katz also stated he touched the waist of another student in the class and apologized to that student as well.
We're asking all of our parents to have conversations with their young people if they've had any interaction with this individual, to bring that forward immediately.
Howard County Schools found out about the arrest Saturday. Katz has worked for that school district 6 years, assigned as a substitute at Gorman Crossing Elementary in Laurel and Fulton Elementary in Fulton, along with 42 other schools. The interim superintendent finding the allegations upsetting, saying district workers undergo background checks.
But also understand we can always control the behaviors of individuals.
Still, the school system will review its current policies and procedures. The district has not received any official complaints about Katz.
There were no reporting regarding any involvement with a child based upon the initial reporting.
The Howard County interim superintendent says he will work with law enforcement and neighboring school districts to improve communication and share information to better protect children. And Baltimore County school officials tell us Katz worked in their system for 1 day in 2013. Reporting live from the newsroom, Barry Sims, WBAL-TV 11 News.
All right, Barry, thank you. The woman taken off a Southwest Airlines flight over concerns of an allergy to dogs pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. 46-year-old Anila Dolatazi will serve probation before judgment in the case. She told flight attendants she had an allergy to dogs and there were 2 in the cabin of the flight. There were questions of how severe that allergy was, and authorities ended up taking her off the plane.
Well, the UMBC men's basketball team is back home tonight after making history on Friday, becoming the first 16th seed to ever take down a #1 seed in the Big Dance. They didn't advance to the Sweet 16, but that's certainly not stopping them from celebrating. 11 News reporter Lowell Melzer is live on campus tonight with how the school is adjusting to all this new national attention. Lowell.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time to be on the campus of UMBC. The only problem is you wouldn't know it simply because it's spring break right now. All the students are out of town and it is relatively quiet here, but they are preparing for a huge party next week when everyone comes back. You can see the banners that are starting to go up all over campus. We're here at the UMBC Event Center right now. The whole party kicked off this morning when the team arrived here in the very early morning hours. You'd have never known it was spring break on the UMBC campus early Monday morning as the men's basketball team arrived back from North Carolina, exhausted but still very excited after becoming the first 16 seed to knock off a #1 seed in NCAA basketball history.
Oh, it means a great deal. I mean, it makes a great deal. Just, for me personally, it's awesome. I just get a chance to coach these wonderful kids. What makes me most happy is watching them.
Another big star over the weekend, Nick Seidel, who controls the team's Twitter account. Before the big win, the school had about 5,500 followers. And now what is it up to?
Around 110,000.
What do you think of that?
Wild.
Seidel got noticed for his snarky tweets that gained traction as fast as the school's popularity. But as he told us, this is what he does for every sport.
And that's how I tweet for all of our games. If you go back, like I said, whether it's a midweek, early afternoon women's lacrosse game or a Tuesday night baseball game, that's when, if I'm tweeting, that's how I tweet. It just so happened that more people were paying attention this time.
And paying attention they are. Many students we spoke with thought it was pretty cool. Their school is now not only known for academics, but athletics as well.
It's just been really exciting, especially because UMBC isn't really seen as like a super sporty campus. So being able to go back to friends that go to other schools and being like, well, we're good at both, academics and sports, it's been really nice.
The student bookstore, while closed, was gearing up for a huge rush of business. 4 new official NCAA shirts will be available, and over the weekend, a majority of regular merchandise sold out online. And to give you an idea about how much merchandise sold, they tell us that they usually do about 5,000 items in a year. Over the weekend, they did 3,500 items. So just put that into perspective. One final note, officials here at the school say that they're going to have a huge party and rally and celebration sometime next week when everyone comes back from spring break. We're live in Catonsville tonight. I'm Lowell Melser, WBAL TV 11 News.
All right, Lowell, such a great story. Thank you. Well, there's a push to make community college more affordable for students in Baltimore County who meet certain requirements. County Executive Kevin Kamenetz, who is running for governor, announced today he is proposing funding for a Baltimore County College Promise program. It would pay for tuition and fees for qualifying students who meet education benchmarks and financial need. The students would also have to apply for other grant funding, not loans, and this program would help fill the gap.
We think we are graduating a lot of college-ready students. Now we're addressing the financial limitations that prevent them from pursuing a post-high school degree.
The proposed budget will go before County Council for approval in April.
Every little bit helps, huh?
Yep.
There you go. Well, dozens of newly installed traffic cameras are now operational in Baltimore City.
Up ahead, the fines you could face if you speed through school zones or run red lights.
With the NCAA tournament now behind them, the UMBC Retrievers face another big challenge, this one on the first seat of the bench. We'll explain later in sports.
And a winter weather advisory in effect for the first day of spring. We'll sort it all out. 7-day forecast coming up.
Well, nearly 24 people were injured in a crash early this morning in Montgomery County. Investigators say a tractor trailer carrying stones and gravel lost its load along a very busy I-270 South shortly before 6 o'clock this morning. Drivers behind the tractor trailer couldn't get out of the way of the debris. All southbound lanes of the highway were shut down as crews worked to clean up the mess. Well, testimony continued today in Michael Johnson's third murder trial. Prosecutors called Maryland State Police Sergeant David Feltman, who led the investigation for about a year. He took over when Felicia Barnes' body was found north of the Conowingo Dam in April of 2011. Sergeant Feltman testified about monitoring a wiretap of Michael Johnson's cell phone and testified today Johnson wrote text discussing leaving the country.
The chances of getting a ticket for speeding or running a red light just went up. The city added new cameras to their system today. 19 speed cameras have been added to locations outside of schools in the city. If you get caught, prepare to pay $40. Now, running a red light will cost you $75. The red light cameras run 24 hours a day, every day of the year. The speed cameras operate Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. year-round.
Now, your WBAL TV 11 weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Tom Tasselmeyer.
One big number on the almanac today will help out a lot as we go into these next couple of days when some winter weather will be moving in. 57 today down at BWI Marshall. That comes on the heels of yesterday's relatively mild temperatures too. So a couple days of late March sunshine, warm temperatures goes a long way in preparing things for possible winter weather moving in. The ground is not frozen, it's thawed out, and the pavement is pretty warm too. So a lot of the snow and sleet that falls Tuesday, Wednesday will pretty much be melting on contact. Not all of it, but a lot of it for sure. And it's still really mild. Look at it, 60 degrees in Hancock in western Maryland. Frostburg, not very frosty tonight. They're at 57. It's 50 in Cambridge, 45 Salisbury, and the chilly spot is Ocean City because the ocean is kind of chilly, so those coastal areas are much cooler. Look at Atlantic City, New Jersey, only 42 degrees thanks to the chilly ocean waters. We've seen the clouds begin to increase in our area. There have even been a few sprinkles of rain moving through southern Maryland, but this is the big storm. It'll be headed east. It's not the one that's actually going to give us the wintry weather. It's going to spawn a couple of storms. So as this area of low pressure at the surface and in the upper levels of the atmosphere approaches the coast, we expect one storm to spin up off the Carolina coast tomorrow, weaker one, and then a stronger one on Wednesday. So back-to-back little coastal storms impacting the region. Initially, it's rain as it spreads into Baltimore late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I don't think you have any weather problems this evening. It's well after midnight going toward tomorrow morning when we expect the first rain showers here and some snow and sleet in the mountains. Work our way into the afternoon tomorrow and more cold air will start filtering in the north. So the rain mixes with or changes to snow and sleet in the far northern suburbs and back into Carroll and Frederick counties. A lot of rain Baltimore south tomorrow. So again, not a whole lot of wintry weather problems tomorrow, especially with the warm ground. But on Wednesday, the bigger storm, that little circle there is an area of low pressure sitting just east of Ocean City. Prime spot, big storm, and colder air moving in. So if we're going to get snowfall accumulation, it's most likely going to come late Tuesday night going into the day Wednesday when the entire state gets periods of moderate to heavy snow, and then it pulls out of the region as we go into early Thursday morning. So with that kind of a track in mind, and that sort of timing, we're expecting the snowfall tomorrow to be fairly manageable in our area. Probably going to range from a trace to maybe an inch or two on grassy areas in our region. And my computer has locked up. Oh, there we go. Oops, let's go back. There you go. Back it up so we can see what's going on here as far as the snowfall totals go in our area. Well, take my word for it. A trace to maybe an inch or two on grassy areas tomorrow. And then wow, the thing is just going all kinds of crazy stuff. So I don't know, we've got a bug in the computer, but let's go to the 7-day forecast for you. 36 tomorrow with the rain, sleet, and wet snow, trace to an inch or two on grassy areas. Wednesday, the snow could be a little heavier, a few more inches accumulating, but again, mostly on grassy areas as temperatures stay in the mid-30s. Clears out nicely Thursday, Friday. Saturday looks decent, but the temperatures remain below normal. And how about that on Sunday? Maybe another chance for some rain and wet snow.
Now, 11 Sports with Jerry Sandusky.
Well, now the UMBC's men's basketball team has done the unthinkable, beating a #1 seed and then almost going to the Sweet 16. The Retrievers face their next challenge, holding on to head coach Ryan Odom. The Retrievers' late-night return to campus lacked the full-blown hero's welcome that would have accompanied them if they hadn't come back in the middle of spring break on the Catonsville campus. UMBC's athletic director says he will push to make Coach Odom the highest-paid coach in the America East Conference, but he could find himself competing with schools like Louisville and Arizona who have much bigger budgets. Ryan Odom is now a rising star in college coaching ranks. Holding on to him may take a long shot the size of beating Virginia for the Retrievers to pull off. The way UMBC played Kansas State proved the Virginia win was no fluke. Great coaching, great intensity. 7-0 start for UMBC. They actually had a shot to go up about 20-0 because the Wildcats were so cold and they didn't take full advantage of it. Kansas State didn't get a lead until 8:30 left in the first half when Xavier Sneed put the Cats in front. But the resiliency UMBC showed, not something you normally see from a 16 seed. How about Jarris Lyles draining the three that pulled the Retrievers back within one with under 6 to play? Retrievers held a Sweet 16 team to 50 points. That's amazing. Kansas State didn't seal the outcome until the final minute. But now the team stars, KJ Mara and Jairus Lyles, both graduate from this Retrievers team, but they leave with quite the legacy behind and a great foundation for the future.
The biggest moment for us was Jairus Lyles' shot against Vermont. I think nothing can top that, but we really enjoyed ourselves after the Virginia game. I think it was something that nobody expected. So I think both moments are really big for us, and it's gonna live forever in UMBC.
Those smiles are going to last a long, long time. Well, opening day just 10 days away for the O's. You'd never know it from Tom's 7-day forecast. Chris Tillman picked up velocity, cut down on mistakes in his second start of the spring today, a 4-2 win over the Tigers. Orioles at one of my favorite names of any ballpark in America, Joker Marchant Stadium in Lakeland. Top of the second, O's prospect Chance Sisco coming through with the triple. He'd later come around to score. Chris Tillman gave up only 1 run, 6 innings, and 5 innings of work. Gets Jose Iglesias on the comebacker to the mound here. Big improvement for Tillman over his spring debut. And then in the bottom of the third, left-handed DH Pedro Alvarez poking a single into right field. Alex Presley comes in to score. The O's going to beat the Tigers 4-2. Time running out for us to say things like at Joker Marchant Stadium. No joke. Tom has snow in the 7-day forecast. That's coming your way next.
Here's a look at what we're working on for 11 News tonight.